Mr. Speaker, another great ceremony for Patchwork in your headquarters here in the heart of Parliament. How would you judge the award ceremony?
I think it's magnificent if members of Parliament are stepping up to the plate at the request and through the inspiration of the Patchwork Foundation and getting involved with underrepresented communities in their constituencies and in some cases beyond. I've always been conscious of the importance of the work of the Patchwork Foundation in getting young people, particularly from underrepresented communities, involved in the political process, honing their skills, improving their self-confidence, integrating them into the democratic process. But of course it's a two-way street. It's not just a question of integrating and involving young people in the political process, but making sure that elected representatives engage with those underrepresented communities. And to see today award winners from right across the House of Commons, from all the parties, is very encouraging. Some winners from constituencies with large ethnic minority populations, but other winners whose constituencies don't really have that demographic makeup at all, but members who nevertheless feel that they have a responsibility to engage with the minority element in their constituency, even if that minority element is quite small. So I think it's an in principle as well as an in practice commitment that is being made, and that's very important. And it's being made because the Patchwork Foundation has inspired colleagues to get involved. There is a moral force to the work of the foundation. I'm thrilled and regard it as a privilege to be amongst the patrons. And I must also say that insofar as the foundation is committed to getting the vote out, whichever way people intend to vote, persuading people of the merits of casting their vote, I've got reason to be grateful in my own constituency. After all, at election time, a very substantial number of people from the foundation came to my patch as they went to lots of other people's constituencies and trudged round the doorsteps. And we got round far more houses as a result of having 20 plus people from the foundation one Saturday afternoon in my constituency, and I was extremely grateful. So they really do, as a foundation, practice what they preach, and I salute their work and I salute the recognition of their work by members of Parliament across the political spectrum.
60 MPs were nominated for these awards. That's 60 out of more than 600 MPs, only 1 in 10 nominated. Do you think there is much more work to be done, and is there anything you could do to encourage more MPs to showcase, as it were, what they're doing for ethnic communities?
Well, first of all, I think that awareness grows when events are repeated. So my first suggestion, Martin, is that so long as the foundation wants to have the annual awards here, it's welcome to do so. And I think I've found in other spheres that repeat events have attracted greater custom. We have, for example, the Researcher of the Year awards here in Speaker's House, and both the numbers of people nominated and the quality of the nominations have dramatically improved over the last 5 years. So there's not necessarily a shortcut, but I think I would say keep coming and keep disseminating the information about what you do and about the opportunities for MPs to participate. Of course, if members of Parliament are inspired by your work, they can talk about it in the House, and they will be aware of the toolkit. They will know how they can get debates in Parliament about the involvement of young people and minority communities in the political process and what's being done to increase participation. So I would say a combination of events here, endorsements of the kind that our own participation entail, and debate on the floor of the House and constant reference to the work of the Patchwork Foundation will gradually cause awareness to rise and participation to grow and quality to increase. Somebody once taught me, I think nearly 30 years ago when I first became involved in politics, that it is not enough to have a good argument or a good achievement. You have to keep going on and on and on about it. So I think there's no real substitute for quantity persistence, and above all, repetition. The greater the quantity, the more obvious the persistence, the more frequent the repetition of the messages of the work of the foundation, the more people will come to be aware of that work, the more people will want to get involved in that work. And I mean, I think already you're achieving great things, but I think you probably want to have, as an organisation, a 3 to 5 year game plan as to what you want to have by way of increased nominations of parliamentarians in 3 years' time.
Perhaps you could let the word be known that anyone who wants to raise any question in the House, if they just say they're going to mention Patchwork, you'll give them an opportunity to speak.
Well, I have to follow the rules and procedures of the House, but there is absolutely no bar. And people can ask questions about the work of the foundation to the appropriate minister, and indeed I would encourage them to do so. If they feel motivated to raise the issue, please do so. The chair will be no obstacle whatever. And as I say, if people want to describe lovingly and in some detail some of the achievements as well as the future plans of the Patchwork Foundation, members of Parliament know that they can get debates on these issues. It's perfectly open to them to apply. I can't create the debate, but if they apply for debates, there's every prospect that they'll get those debates. So through questions and debate, it's perfectly possible to get an ever greater number of references to the work of the organisation. And I have a sort of sense that under your moral leadership, Martin, that is what is now going to happen.
Mr. Speaker, thanks very much.
Thank you.